So good evening and thanks for joining tonight. And we're going to talk about spring cleaning your home using non-toxic clean products. Of course, we are talking about our Thieves range. We have everything from your laundry detergent to your multi-purpose cleaner to a dish soap to a hand soap. And I'm going to cover all of these and more. So here we go to take a look at some slides, and I'm going to walk you guys through this. It is super, super easy and simple to actually ditch and switch. And yeah, here we go. I'm going to share some slides with you guys. Okay, I hope you can all see this. Yes? I see no faces, but I'm going to assume that we're good. Okay, so alrighty, let me actually just check the chat real quick and double check that you guys can see this, because there's nothing more frustrating than sharing this with you all and I don't know if you can actually see or not. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Sinette. I see you saying we're all good. Alrighty, so back to where I was. Okie doke. So the class overview for tonight is a quick intro, and then we're going to cover like why Young Living, why our products, what makes them different, why detox your home, like why is this important to do this? Then we're going to cover how to detox your home and some specific applications, and then I'll just cover some resources and September events that are happening this month. Okay, so I am Jade. Some people are new. So if you're new, welcome. I'm super passionate about empowering people with the knowledge of how to embark on a wellness journey, caring for their families using natural plant-based products. So why Young Living? Young Living, I really love covering this topic because it's so important that we are advocates for our own health and our own homes. And unfortunately, no one is doing the job for you to make sure that what you have and what you are purchasing on the shelves in the stores, no one is backing that and giving some sort of stamp. However, Young Living is certainly a company that does. So Young Living is one that goes by what we call a seed to seal quality commitment. And what that ensures is that every single thing from the time that the seeds are chosen, which are non-GMO seeds, till the times that bottles are sealed, they have followed and they have controlled, sorry, not followed, but they've controlled every single part of that process. So we go beyond organic cultivation. I know organic farms are so important to all of us, and you cannot actually label something organic if it is a global company. So we have farms all over the world, and there are different organic standards or measures by which you can label something organic. So what Young Living does is they've looked at every single one of those, and they actually have their own set of standards that's far supersede any country's organic standards. So we have some native farming practices with over 25 years of experience. And we believe in things like having a positive energy, not only when you are in and around the plants, because Young Living believes that energy is everything and everything is energy. So it really impacts and affects the plants if you are in a bad mood or you speak negatively or you swear in the farms. So they actually discourage any of that, and they really see that their plants thrive. Of course, the air, the water, the soil, everything is very, very tested to make sure that we have very clean soil, air, all of these things. So the harvesting and distillation, we are looking at ensuring that we use the correct time, slow and low heat, super, super important, and first time distillation when we're working on our essential oils. So that ensures that our oils are 100% pure. Sadly, there's no label standard that you have to say, oh, in order to be 100% pure, to call yourself 100% pure, it has to be legitimately 100% pure. So unfortunately, there's no label law. And so a lot of other companies are just putting that on their label. I can guarantee you and attest that we have our own farms. We are the only company that has their own farms, which means we have a very open door policy. So we do extensive in-house testing and external testing, which is tested an average of 95 times before we release any product to the market, which is pretty incredible. Most companies test about 5 times at the most before they release something. So we are extremely extensive. And then we have our 3 pillars of seed to seal. So they're kind of known as the 3 S's. I'm actually going to just quit WhatsApp, sorry, because it's busy blinking and beeping for me. Okay, so we have sourcing, science, and standards. Sourcing means that where we source our farms, we make very, very sure that all the quality specifications are upheld, kind of what I just went over with you guys. And of course, we have third-party validation. So it would be very biased to say, oh yes, our stuff is amazing and the best. We definitely bring third-party people to come in and confirm, yes, this is a really good farm to grow your crops because here's all the things that we do and what they do, etc. Same thing, science, industry leading research and quality, making sure that every single essential oil is tested in our multi-million-dollar lab to determine whether we use it or reject it. Again, we bring in third-party testing, and then we have our standards where, as I said, they are way higher than any standard that any company has set forth in terms of sustainability, organic, even the green practices. So we supersede anyone else. Okay, so that's a little bit about why Young Living, and I could really go on that topic for ages, but I want to move on to why ditch your chemicals in your house and switch to cleaner, non-toxic products. So why is it important to clean with natural ingredients? Well, most people assume that cleaning products on the grocery store shelf have been tested and are safe for use. However, they are absolutely not. So just because a commercial cleaner promises a germ-free environment, it doesn't mean it's danger-free and risk-free. So conventional cleaning products contain many endocrine disrupting chemicals that can wreak havoc on your respiratory system, your cellular health, thyroid, adrenal glands, and even your mental clarity. And the craziest fact to me that I have learned over time now is that our indoor air quality is 5 to 7 times more toxic than outdoors. And that's mainly due to conventional cleaners. That absolutely blew my mind. So that just shows you kind of what we're sitting with. All right, so moving on, we have bioaccumulation. So this is a very interesting topic where I have a lot of people say, oh, but it's such a small amount that I'm using of my Jik, Handy Andy, Mr. Min, all these products, okay? So I'm here to tell you that unfortunately, even a small amount of those bioaccumulate. So let's talk about that. So the EPA has stated, which is the Environmental Protection Act, has stated that small amounts of chemicals are not harmful to the body. But small amounts of chemicals in your personal care products and cleaning products can actually add up to a significant burden on your body, which we kind of call the body burden. So some chemicals accumulate in our bodies over time, and impacts may show up long after exposure. This is kind of like the person who, say, works in the mine and didn't wear earplugs, and they were absolutely fine for the 10 years that they worked. And 10 years later, they start losing their hearing. So this is because of a similar concept. It's just an accumulation of damage that was done. Same as lying in the sun, as so many people thought was totally fine and safe to lie for hours without sunscreen and without, I mean, I know my mom's generation was putting baby oil on their bodies to get some nice tan, and now they're suffering for it because they have sunspots all over them. So it's the same kind of idea. So impacts really do show up long after exposure. Some chemicals can become harmful or more toxic in a combination with other chemicals, and chemicals can have more impact during certain periods of development, for example, womb, infancy, and puberty. So even tiny doses can be very, very potent. So what can we do about that? So at first, it does feel a little overwhelming, but really just take a deep breath. And it may seem impossible to have a chemical-free home, but really try not to feel overwhelmed. There are really a few simple, practical changes that can make a huge impact on your home. So you don't need to replace every single product in your home tomorrow, and transitioning to a healthy plant-based home is a lifestyle journey, and you absolutely can make changes over time. So I personally, when I learned about all of this, absolutely went slow through every room in my house And I remember throwing out my bleach or the Clorox first. That was the first thing that went. And then I did my laundry detergent was the next. And then I bought the Thieves multi-purpose cleaner. So that changed everything for me. Once I saw how brilliant that product was and how it is so versatile, and I use it for everything from wiping my counters to my floor cleaner, to the windows, to the deep degreasing on my stove, all of that, I actually really, really felt and saw such a difference. And it's such an incredible product. That is the one that I would say converted me. I even realized I can put that into my Thieves laundry detergent, which we'll talk about in a second. So yeah, you really don't have to feel that you have to change everything and do this all. It really, really can be a lifestyle journey, and you can make these changes over time. So we say small, simple changes, focus on what you can control, know what ingredients to avoid, and then you can take action. So step one, the biggest thing with anything when you're trying to make a change is to become aware, understanding that there are chemicals found in many household products that can be harmful to your health. So you are already becoming aware of harmful chemicals by taking this class with me tonight. Step number two would be focusing on avoiding chemicals you can control, like the products you choose to have in your home. And then you can educate yourself on ingredients and chemicals that you should avoid. And finally, you can take action. So this is where you actually start by replacing the products you use most often. Example, your all-purpose cleaner and your hand soap. So focus on replacing products used on those most susceptible, such as children and others with already compromised immune systems. So let's talk about the dirty dozen. Now, a lot of you have heard about this with food. Well, it's the same when it comes to chemical products. So here are 12 ingredients to avoid. And one of the best ways to make the small changes in your home, like I said, which was the first step really, is to avoid the following ingredients. So look out for things called BHA and BHT. We'll kind of cover that in a little bit. Coal tar dyes, DEA, dibutyl phthalates, formaldehyde, parabens, perfume or fragrance. Now that one I'm going to stop on for a second. This is one of the biggest ones for me. So perfume and or fragrance is extremely it is full of chemicals. And the way that this actually came about is when you had perfume makers creating their perfume, let's call it Eau de Lily. I'm looking at lilies in front of me, okay? They said, well, this is our secret proprietary ingredients. We don't want to reveal what we put into Eau de Lily because we don't want people to go and duplicate and replicate it. Now that was understood, and that's fair game, right? That's the same as me having a restaurant and having my secret sauce recipe for my lasagna. Everyone loves my lasagna, and it turns out that I actually put in 20 tomatoes and, 2 ounces of salt and whatever it is, okay? But it's my special recipe, and I don't want to reveal it or share it because someone else can go and copy. So that's all fine and good, but sadly, it got taken advantage of. So what happened was manufacturers or especially with perfumes realized that if we actually take essential oils, which a lot of them started with essential oils, and we chemically strip them and we add water and we can put in other sorts of chemicals in there to help us mass produce this, or even synthetically reproduce a smell. So it's not even necessarily now coming from lavender, the plant. They actually can go to a lab and they've realized that they can create the smell of lavender, and we can just chuck that in and then list it as perfume or fragrance as the ingredient, because we don't have to share. We can now say, well, this is our secret recipe, so no one needs to know exactly what went in there. Well, that's exactly how every single company that now lists perfume or fragrance, what that is, it's a code word and a red flag for tons of chemicals, like highly toxic is what I was going to say. So anytime you see perfume or fragrance, you need to know it's artificial. It's not coming from a natural source. If it was, it would literally write out there lavender, or lavender essential oil. It would tell you where that smell was coming from. So I did want to harp on that one for a little bit, because that for me was the most mind-blowing, and that's the one that I see in almost every single product. It's the big one that stands out for me. Okay, the next is PEG compounds, then petroleum. So I know that I grew up using petroleum jelly, aka Vaseline. It is toxic. It's a chemical, and there are so many other amazing products that you can use instead, like even Olif. We do have a beautiful product called Rose Ointment, and I'm so hoping that it comes to South Africa, hopefully soon. That's Young Living's version of that. But we do have other wonderful non-toxic equivalents that you can use. But yeah, definitely, again, become aware of what's actually in your product. Then you have siloxanes, gosh, I can't even pronounce that one, and sodium lauryl sulfates. These ones are oftentimes found in anything that suds. So things like toothpaste, your bath gels, shampoos, all of them, almost all of them, contain SLS, which is sodium lauryl sulfate. That sudsing feeling is actually a chemical. So you want to avoid anything that has an SLS in. And this is why so many of us have become aware now of using sulfate-free shampoo. So that is better for your hair, especially as well. And then triclosans is going to be the final one of the dirty dozen. So what are the impacts of these 12 ingredients? Well, the Environmental Working Group says that there is no end to the tricks that endocrine disruptors can play on our bodies. Here's some of the things that they can do. They can actually increase the production of hormones or decrease the production of others. They imitate hormones. They actually can turn one hormone into another. They interfere with hormone signaling. They tell cells to die prematurely. They compete with essential nutrients. They bind to essential hormones, and they accumulate in organs that produce hormones. So that's pretty serious, honestly. What is an endocrine disruptor? So endocrine disruptors are chemicals that may interfere with the body's endocrine system and produce adverse developmental, reproductive, neurological, and immune effects in both humans and wildlife. So essentially, it's disrupting our natural endocrine system, which controls our hormone production. So now moving into why Young Living thieves products. So Young Living has a wide selection of safe, naturally derived plant-based products for the entire home. So we have everything from hand soap to laundry detergent, and you really can feel confident knowing that we don't use any harsh chemicals, and the entire line is actually infused with the powerful Thieves essential oil blend. So why Thieves? Because Thieves, which is actually a blend made up of eucalyptus, cinnamon, lemon, clove, and rosemary. And it was discovered in the 16th century that using those plants, people were actually not contracting viruses, bacteria. So it was during the time of the Black Plague, and that's what a bunch of spice merchants were using, and they weren't getting sick and they weren't dying. The king heard about this and ordered for their capture and said, "What are you doing?" And these thieves, they were stealing clothing and jewelry from dead or dying bodies. And these thieves that were spice merchants revealed how they were staying healthy and well. And the king said, "Okay, I will not give you a death sentence. I will give you a lesser punishment. And if you just teach me what you're doing." So they did, and they actually survived. So it's one of the only surviving towns at the time. It was in Buckleberry, and in an area in France as well. So you can look that up. It sounds like a cute fairy tale, but it's really very true. And so that is where Gary Young chose the Thieves essential oil blend, from knowing that those 5 plants, when they are put together, and of course he does the exact correct amount of each one of those plants. So it's very hard to actually reproduce. And we do have a trademark on our Thieves, so no one can actually call their products Thieves. It's Young Living's only. And what did I want to say about that? That Gary Young basically knew that these were the 5 essential oils that, when combined, are incredibly powerful in boosting immune systems. So he wanted to put Thieves into all the cleaning products for that exact purpose. So that's why you'll find that we call all of our cleaning products it's the Thieves range, it's the Thieves line. So you will feel very empowered knowing that the Thieves line is absolutely pure enough for your entire family and still strong enough for your everyday life. So a lot of people ask, well, which essential oils to clean would be the best ones? And you can absolutely diffuse any of these essential oils that I've listed here to freshen the air, to naturally deodorize any space, and definitely to enhance your cleaners. So adding a few drops of essential oils to your Thieves cleaner or your DIY cleaners is a great way to improve your home cleaning. Our favorite oils to add, and you can see the picture here, are lemon, purification, tea tree, Thieves, and eucalyptus radiata. Another favorite is pine. We don't yet get it in South Africa, but we will hopefully soon. So that's a big popular one that I know people love to add to their cleaning. But we have plenty others to use, and eucalyptus is a great one to replace for now. So this month we have some specials. Every month we have some awesome specials, and this is the one for September. So definitely grab this one if you don't yet have Thieves, or if you just need more. We have a 25% less sale on the Thieves essential oil. It is off of the, I think it's the 5 ml bottle. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is. Anyway, it is 25% less. So it actually is 156 Rand for this month. It's usually 208. So definitely grab some more while stocks last. And then here's a little bit more about like, well, where else can you start? So the best place to start, I really recommend, is with our Thieves cleaner. It is very versatile, it's effective, it's affordable, and you can absolutely clean your entire house with it, from what I was telling you before: countertops, floors, furniture, even leather, windows, walls, in your oven, around your toilet, etc. So wherever you use it, you'll feel good knowing it's safe to use around everyone in your family, including pets. A lot of people don't think about your pets, but imagine they have very absorbent little paws. And if you have babies or little ones, remember they're crawling on the floor, they're touching everything. And so a dog or a cat is oftentimes licking their paws. Well, what do you think they're ingesting? They're ingesting whatever you're using to clean the floor in your house. That's definitely going to result in potential illnesses for them later on as well, with the bioaccumulation. And for your little ones, absolutely. So best of all, it's formulated without any harsh or dangerous chemicals found in many traditional cleaning products. And it's vegan friendly, which is also a really nice thing. So how do you use it? It's honestly very simple. All of our Thieves home cleaning range, like every single one of these products, have the directions on the back of them. So it comes in a concentrated form. I think a lot of people don't realize how very concentrated our products are. So they do need to be diluted. 1 capful of Thieves cleaner is all you need to, and 1 capful will make about 29 500 ml spray bottles. So you pour 1 capful into your spray bottle. I'll show you an image in a second. And it ends up being under 11 Rand 50 per 500 ml bottle if you're using the medium degreasing ratio, which is pretty much the one that I use all the time. The light degreasing ratio, you're just going to use more water. And then if you have heavy degreasing to do, you're going to use 1 capful of cleaner to 1 cup of water. So remember, that's going to be used for any carpet stains or Ningxia, you know, our Ningxia red that we love so much. If you have any Ningxia red stains or any hard to clean surface, then you can just dilute a lot less. So here's the image I wanted to show you. These are an example of a 500 ml spray bottle. So it's concentrated and cost effective. And as I said, you know, with 1 bottle of Thieves cleaner, you can make about 20. The thing before said 29, but this is actually a slightly more updated version. And this is using slightly more than the medium degreasing. Okay, so it makes about 20 spray bottles. Still with this ratio, it's about 16 Rand 55 per bottle, which is a lot less than what you are paying for your average spray cleaner. So this lasts a really long time. Most people have told me their Thieves multi-purpose cleaner lasts between 6 to 8 months. We're all different with how much we clean, how big our homes are, and how much degreasing you have to do. But yeah, I find that I'm not often needing to purchase this product because it just lasts so long. Okay, so room by room is the best way to ditch and switch. So let's talk about the kitchen. The Thieves dish soap is one of my favorite products as well. I mean, it's so hard. I really love all of these. So I have that in my kitchen right now. It cleans with the power of pure essential oils, like all of our products. It leaves dishes sparkling clean with no residue. It's enhanced with jade, lemon, and bergamot. It has a fresh, citrus fresh scent that makes daily chores a little bit brighter. It has no sulfates, phosphates, dyes, or perfumes. It's very, very gentle on your skin and it won't dry out your hands. And I feel like that is the best part of it for me. So many people who use the other ones like Sunlight always say that their hands are incredibly dry after washing the dishes. So here's a way again how you can triple your Thieves dish soap. So you can pour out 2/3 of the bottle into a glass jar container and you store it for later. And then you can add 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda and fill the remainder of the bottle with filtered or previously boiled and cooled water, a gentle shake to combine. That ends up being about 68 Rand and 67 cents per bottle. And then this one, you will see it sud a lot more because of that, the bicarbonate of soda. So this month we have a special on the Thieves dish soap, which is awesome. So the member price for us is now 154 Rand and 50 cents. It's usually 206 Rand. So it's 25% off. Definitely grab this one too if you haven't yet tried it. Okay, so let's talk about laundry. So this laundry detergent can be used in all washes, including high efficiency ones. It's highly concentrated as well, and it will handle about 128 loads when diluted. So it's formulated without SLS, remember, so sulfate, oh my gosh, sodium lauryl sulfate, dyes, petrochemicals, formaldehyde, phosphates, and synthetic perfumes. It really is strong enough for tough stains, and it's absolutely gentle for babies. That is such a marketing scam, if you will, to say this is your baby's detergent. Why do babies get a different detergent to adults? That is purely marketing. It's not necessary. And when you are using something that's non-toxic, you and your baby need the same. So we also have sensitive skin as adults, by the way, and our skin is our largest organ that is absolutely taking in everything. Just remember that our skin is like a sponge. So what you are washing your clothes in, I mean, think about it, like just imagine wearing pajamas or whatever you're wearing for a whole day. Your skin is just absorbing everything that's on that as well. So it is perfect for machine and hand washing. You can also add 1 or 2 drops of purification essential oil into the capful of detergent to give your wash an added great smelling boost. So you can also double your Thieves laundry soap. I do this all the time. So you can pour out half of the bottle into a glass jar or container and store it for later. You can add 1 to 2 capfuls of Thieves household cleaner, fill the remainder of the bottle with filtered or previously boiled and cooled water, gently shake to combine. And again, 64 loads times 2 is 128 loads. It ends up being 3 Rand and 39 cents per load. That's next to nothing. And now this month it's going to be even less for you because this is also on sale for September. So the member price for this month is 325 Rand and 50 cents. The wholesale price is normally 434 Rand. So definitely, again, grab it for this month. And remember, all these item codes, often the D at the end here stands for discount. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about our bathroom and what we have in bathrooms. So we have a Thieves cleansing bar soap. It is enriched with moisturizing plant oils such as coconut, jojoba, and olive oil. Aloe vera and wolfberry seed oil are also added to help cleanse and purify your skin. So it's perfect for your shower or your sinks. Thieves foaming hand soap gently cleans and conditions the skin with a blend of our essential oils as well as our aloe vera to help purify and cleanse your hands. So the instant foam also makes it really easy to lather, which is perfect for kids. Again, you can triple your Thieves hand soap. Pour out 2/3 of the bottle into a glass jar and container and store it for later. Fill the remainder of the bottle with filtered or previously boiled and cooled water. Gently shake to combine. That ends up being 65 Rand and 67 cents per bottle. So again, we have a Thieves foaming hand soap this month is on sale. It's 25% less. So the member price is 177 Rand and 30 cents. The wholesale price is usually 197. So just make sure that when you check out, you've got that D and you're seeing that price. So these are the promos for this month, for September, if you haven't yet seen, just to touch on this. If you are placing an Essential Rewards order, and for those of you who don't know about Essential Rewards, this is our loyalty program. It is free to join it. It's absolutely free and totally fine if it's not for you and you want to cancel. This is for those of us loving these products. It is an absolute optional choice for you. There's no pressure to be on any sort of monthly retainer. program. This, what we call it, is our monthly wellness box. So for me, because this is what I use for my home, it's because what I use, all my oils that are behind me, I don't know if you can see behind me because you're looking at the screen, but I'm always needing something for my health and my wellness. And so for me, customizing a wellness box is easy to do, very, very easy. So this month, if you spend 100 PV, you're going to get 20 essential reward points. That's awesome. You get to choose what you want and use it later. It's kind of like your Clicks card. So you purchase whatever you do now, and then you'll get rewards later. Those will be applied next month for you, and then you can choose whatever you want in point value. 150 PV is grapefruit. And anyway, I'm not going to go through all of these with you guys. You can see it in front of you. And I will also share these slides with you guys. And then our resources, I hope at this point, but some of you are still new, we do have a Facebook group. We have our Hello Essentials South Africa one, which is our local one. We also have Hello Essentials one, which is in the States, but it actually is a global group. So it's everyone from all over the world. And then we have a WhatsApp group. There's so many. You should be on one. If you're not, I'll share my phone number and you can ask me and I'll get you in the right one. And then we have our Instagram, which is at hello, notice all the dots, essentials.south.africa. And we do share some tips and things on there as well. So the next class coming up is going to be next Tuesday, and that's going to be our intro to essential oils. So if you are brand new and you want a refresher, even if you've been using oils for a year or two, I'm still learning things every day, and I've been using oils for 5 years now. So I really encourage you to jump on and join. And then the following week, we'll actually talk about the business opportunity within Young Living as well. Then I wanted to quickly talk about our in-person event. We do have one coming up in Joburg on Wednesday, September 21st. And this is going to be a super fun event. We did the one in Cape Town on Friday, September 9th, and people, I think, really, really enjoyed themselves. We're calling it speed oiling. So we're going to be going around pretty quick and discussing the oils at different tables. We're going to talk about some tips and tricks, a Q&A session. And then it does also include some drinks and snacks for you, an oily goodie bag and raffles. It's 150 Rand. That's wrong there that it says 120. It's actually 150. And you can RSVP to South Africa at helloessentials.com. Notice the hyphen. And we do have a Quicket link for that. So here is another little image for that as well for you guys. And again, I'll share the slides. And now I'm going to stop sharing and see if there's any questions that I have from you guys. Okay, so Sunette just shared that the Thieves 5 ml special works out the same price per milliliter as the bigger 15 ml, which is a great deal. So someone actually shared with me, and I'm going to share it with you guys, like a little testimonial. She said, Thieves laundry soap is the only thing that works for a friend of mine's little girl. The second she uses anything else, the child breaks out in red, painful rashes. Even the gentlest, most hyperallergenic of laundry soaps causes a rash after just one wash. Our Thieves laundry soap really is awesome. So thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else have any questions or thoughts or concerns? Or wants to share their favorite products? It's always nice to actually hear from you guys. Anyone want to share a tip? Yes, please. Hi,
Hello,
Nadia.
Jade.
Hi.
I'm in the dark.
Nick.
We've got load shedding.
No worries.
I wanted to ask the ingredients in the laundry detergent. I would be very interested to know exactly what those components, what they mean, what they are. Have any scientific studies been done on those, or, you know, just to help the person who's not so clued up on all the biological names and stuff. Do you know where we can get info like that?
Yes, so usually PubMed is very good. In the United States, we also have 2 websites that are so helpful. So one is called EWG.org, which is environmentalworkinggroup.org.
Okay.
And you can actually, here, let me try and share my screen and show you. So yeah, for people who love to do more research, let me show you how this looks. So this is the environmental working group, and these are people who really, like as it says even here, know your choices. So they've spent the last 3 decades bringing you breakthrough research and education so you can make smart, healthy decisions, and you can actually type and search for things. So I like to tell people to search for products or ingredients. Let's just see how this looks. Sometimes how it works is you actually search by product. So hopefully this will work for you. So this is showing you, okay, I think I might be in the food section. You have to like navigate this website, but this is a brilliant one. The other one is actually, the other one that's really helpful is going to be Think Dirty, which is another US website. And they are very good as well with just looking at brands. Unfortunately, South Africa doesn't really have one of these like this, but Think Dirty, okay, it's an app. That's why it's not pulling up the website. But it was so brilliant. And it, for me, when I was living there, it actually, you could go into a market and scan a barcode and you could go on your Think Dirty app and it would pull up that product and tell you what in that product is the concern and what score overall that product got. And what's so cool is they actually know our Thieves products, and they've done all the research on both those companies have. And of course, we get the green light and amazing high scores for all of them. So to answer your question, there are places that you can look it up, but I will try and think more about South African support in that sense. Sunette also makes a brilliant suggestion, Young Living product support. They are so good and they are so super helpful. It's true. And they always get back to you. So you can literally write to them and say, hi there, I'm so curious about this product or this ingredient. Can you please explain to me what it is and why you've chosen to put it in X product? So I know that I've done that with the Thieves lozenges because I had a chef once read it and say, oh, so interesting. I wonder why they chose to use, I don't even remember right now what the ingredient was, but in her mind, that wasn't a safe ingredient. They explained it was some sort of isolate. They wrote back and had the most insane answer that explained all of it. And then when I shared that with her, she's like, wow, they really know their stuff. I'm super impressed. Okay, brilliant. Now I understand why they chose to use that one. I know of a different one that is definitely not safe. And so it was like shocking to me. But now that I understand, it wasn't that part of it. Anyway, it was a very fascinating experience to actually write to them, get the answer, and see her response. She was very wowed by that response, actually. And this was a person who didn't have a single Young Living product, that was just curious about trying to like recreate her own version, because we don't get the Thieves lozenges, as you guys know, in South Africa. So anyway, yeah, very good suggestion, Sunette, is to actually write to Young Living product support. So you would email, the email is, I'll type it out here. It's actually just product support at youngliving.com. Any other questions on that?
I have lots of questions just because I love this topic. So thanks for tonight. And these suggestions are brilliant. Think Dirty, EWG, Young Living product support. Thank you so much. I made a note. I was wondering if somebody maybe on here, if you have like a good dishwashing detergent. I have been using salt and citric acid. Let me see what else. Salt, citric acid, bicarb. And then I add a little bit of the Thieves dish soap and like about 4 drops of lemon essential oils. That's what I'm currently doing. But I find that it doesn't have that shine that a normal detergent would have. So I'm wondering if somebody on here has a tip for me.
So Mika, I hope someone else can actually answer 2 things though that I wanted to share. One would be to put some vinegar in the, you know how, I don't know what the equivalent is here, but in the States we get a product called Finish, and that would always add that shine to the product, but it's very toxic. So instead of that, I just add some spirit vinegar. But the other thing I wanted to mention is so much has to be said for your type of water as well, because I know that even Young Living's dishwasher detergent tablets, half of the people in the United States absolutely love them and say they are incredible and brilliant. And the other half say, no, I'm struggling with it. It leaves like a residue. And so much has to do with how soft your water is. So a lot of it is also based on where you are and what kind, like what the water is like as well. So it's definitely experimental. Those are the two things I wanted to mention. But if someone else has something to share that they have used that has helped them, please definitely share with Mika. This would be a great time. And if no one answers you, I will try and do some more research on our bigger groups mix. But those are the two things that I know. So yeah, anyway, try the spirit vinegar and see, because that often softens the water as well and gets rid of the little calcium type marks. And that helps the same too, by the way, in your laundry detergent. If you're wanting to soften clothes, you just add a little bit of vinegar. Yeah, that's how we also clean our machine and clean our dishwasher as well. Any other questions? I wanted to mention, while some of you might be thinking, that Sunette said, you know, some of our ingredients are on the bad list, and that's because it refers to the chemically derived version of that ingredient. The naturally derived version of the same ingredient are often safe to use. So Sunette, thank you so much for that. Our brilliant, brilliant researcher, Sunette. So yeah, so important to understand that when you are looking these things up, make sure that you're aware of which one they are referring to, because again, of course, we are using the naturally derived version of it. So yeah. Any other questions on any of the other products? So I hope you guys considered, if you needed any of those products or you haven't yet bought any of them, definitely take advantage. I will share these slides. We usually do after doing a call and a talk like this, so that you can actually refer back and just teach yourself how to minimize your usage of everything. And to finish it off, I wanted to quickly show you this YouTube video. It's also really, really helpful. It's actually by Young Living, on tons of different ways to use your Thieves multi-purpose cleaner and just cleaning up your house with in a natural way. Mika, I think you also have that brilliant, like 28 uses for all of the cleaners. Yours is like a PDF. So yeah, if you want to share that, that's also really helpful, and you guys can definitely reach out and get that. But I'll show you very quickly this, since so many of you guys are still hanging out here, which is awesome. If you need to hop off, I totally understand. But I did post the little link on there as well, but this is it. Obviously, you guys can go through this and just like click pause if there's a recipe, and then you can screenshot it or just write down what you want to try, you know. So super helpful. Here's one for you. So you were just asking about this, Mika. No, that's toilet bowls, but I just saw the dishwasher. I don't know if you guys saw that one, but it was there. So I'd be curious to see which one they're doing. Anyway, that is that. So I'm going to leave you guys here for now and wish you a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining tonight, and I will see you guys very soon. See you in a week, and we will talk about
Jade?
Yes.
You must have a wonderful morning tomorrow on your birthday. We're going to all think of you. And I hope Iran is like whisking you away and doing something very special for you.
Thank you so much, Mix. Yes, we are going to have a fun morning and hopefully a really nice afternoon and evening as well. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Cool, man. Happy birthday from all of us. Sleep well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining tonight. I hope that I'm seeing some new names here, which is always awesome. So I hope this was helpful and interesting for you. Thank you, Mika. And thank you guys for joining and being on here tonight. Lots of love to you all and happy, healthy, clean homes. Enjoy your spring cleaning. Good night from me. Bye, everyone.